They founded the Straits Times, the Raffles Hotel, and even our national flower vendor Miss Joachim was named after them. It is said they built a church wherever they migrate to and are lauded for their business acumen. But who are they? Who are the Armenians? Why, despite their notable achievements in Singapore, are relatively unknown in the Singaporean consciousness? It was in 1819, not long after Sir Stamford Raffles established a trading port in Singapore, that the first Armenian merchants arrived here. But the origin story began 2 centuries before, in 1603, when they were deported from Jaffa to Isfahan by Shah Abbas of Persia when he captured the city. Geopolitical developments in the region pushed the Armenians further southeast, where they established themselves in India, Myanmar, and the Malay Peninsula. They were mostly traders, dealing with fruits, precious metals, carpets, silk, and the like. They caught the eye of the powerful British East India Company, who had a sizable foothold in the region. A cordial relationship soon developed as the Armenians prospered in India. Wherever the British went, the Armenians were sure to follow. This helped the Armenian community establish their religious and business pursuit as the British expanded their colonial activities. These were the 2 key characteristics that define an Armenian: their faith in Christianity and their foresight of doing business. Their reach soon extended to Singapore when the British established a trading port by way of Sir Stamford Raffles. A church was almost always the first establishment to be built wherever they migrate to, and when the Armenian community started to grow, it was only natural that the Armenian church was built. It was in 1835 when the Armenian Church of St. Gregory the Illuminator was built and consecrated the next year. It is today the oldest existing church in Singapore. Conducted in Armenian, the weekly Mass helped to solidify the bond of all Armenians in Singapore. But how and why does Christianity play such an integral role in the lives of the Armenians? How has the church developed over the years? What significance does it still play? We caught up with Mr. Javok Saksian and Miss Ani Umidian, an Armenian couple who migrated to Singapore in 2008, on the place of the church and religion in the lives of the Armenians.
10 families when they started to establish the church, yeah. But usually for Armenians it's like very common thing. If there is some community gets together in some place, wherever you are, wherever you want in the world, they will definitely establish a church. They were part of 75 years we've been under the Soviet communism, the Soviet regime, yeah, and their slogan was like atheism, no God exists, show me the God, where is he? So if you know, show him, yeah. So, but lucky to us, we never lost this faith, because it's like something genetic. I would say it's genetic. So actually, Armenia is the first country in the world who established the Christianity as a official state faith in 301, yeah. And since then, I think it's in our wins and so. Religion
in Armenian culture is not standing alone just as religion. For us, religion is a component of heritage and our own culture and history and religion. It's a component of this whole thing together that makes Armenian Singapore. Well, I would say it's not only Armenian heritage, it's also Singapore's heritage. Because this church, physically being in this land, makes it not only Armenian heritage, but also Singapore's heritage. And our heritages in this context are interrelated. So I wouldn't say Singaporeans need to go and find out what Republic of Armenia is doing right now in terms of politics and all. But as long as it's connected to their own country heritage, yes, it is.
The influence of the Armenian community were not limited to the religious. Let's dive right into the second most defining characteristic of the Armenians, the business pursuits. The Armenian Sarkis brothers Batin, Tigran, Eviet, and Ashok were able to lease a strategic building from its owner, the wealthy Arab merchant Syed Muhammad Alsagov. The mansion became what we know today as the Raffles Hotel. Its prime seafront location near town made it very popular with the European residents, along with its famous name. Under the Sarkis brothers, the Raffles Hotel grew as a commercial enterprise and became known as a first-class establishment that attracted guests of stature. Completed in 1899, it was considered a state-of-the-art building with architecture etched with British influences. We sat down with esteemed resident historian of the Raffles Hotel, Lester Danker, to learn more about the Sakis brothers and the tale of the Raffles Hotel.
Okay, Raffles Hotel is very unique. And when you mention Raffles Hotel, quite a few tourists will always think that it was a British who started Raffles Hotel because it was named after the founder of Singapore, Sir Stamford Raffles. And some even think that it was local Singaporeans. But people are surprised to learn that the first proprietors of Raffles Hotel were Armenians. Now, how these Armenians got involved in the Raffles Hotel? They took advantage of the golden age of travel, 1880 to 1939. Now the British were coming to the east because they were part of the British Empire, India, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Singapore. And so they took advantage. And what contributed to this golden age of travel was the opening of the Suez Canal. Traveling time from London to Singapore cut down, and then the advent of steamships, faster than the sail ship, like the P&O, the Cristiano. So more people were coming to the east, and also the improvement of communication, telegraph. So this improved, so they could come here faster and get better knowledge of the east here. So these Sakis brothers took advantage of this golden age of travel because they knew that a lot of British were coming here. And these Sakis brothers, four of them, they called themselves the Sakis brothers. They were Armenians. See? They came here September 1887. They were very fortunate because right on Beach Road, there were 20 huge bungalows. And the first bungalow between the corner of Prasvasan and Beach Road, the lease was about to be expired. It belonged to an Arab trader, Ahmad Al-Sakov. So they approached this trader, leased that bungalow with some alterations here and there, and then opened it as a hotel 1st December 1887, and they made a smart move. They did not name it the Sakis Hotel, but they named it after the founder of Singapore, Sir Stamford Raffles. And that's what I think they made a good move, not to name it after their name, to name it after the founder of Singapore. So when the British visitors all came to Singapore, they heard of that name, so they all checked into this 10-room hotel, Raffles Hotel. There were other hotels, London Hotel, Ship Hotel, Paris Hotel, about the same size, but because of that name, it attracted a lot of British visitors. And they soon discovered 10 room is not enough. So they put an extension, 1889, British architect. And again another extension, 1894, another British architect. They pulled down the 10 room bungalows, converted into the hotel, was too small. And they put up the main building, opened 18 November 1899. You see, their contribution is not only just to make Raffles known, but also to increase the revenue and to make more people come here. And they also not only thinking of making money, as well to guest comfort. They started their own post office here in 1910 to 1920, so the guests didn't have to go walk far away. In those days, not many government offices. And the first harbour was just near the Singapore River. So they had a clever idea how the guests would come here. So they started their own limo services. In 1917, they call it the Raffles Motor Garage. So you see, the Sakis brothers were not only thinking of making money, but also guest comfort and how to make Raffles well known. That's why they introduced roller skating, fancy dress partying, and in fact, because of their efforts, a lot of British, remember we were a British colony, and the British among themselves, when they see each other in the offices or in the streets, the saying was, "We'll meet at Raffles." So Raffles became so well known because of the Sakis. They are the ones that attracted and brought Singapore to where it is.
So as we have seen, the church provided the roots for the Armenians here in Singapore, where they established themselves with notable achievements. It is hard to dispute their physical presence here, both in the past and in the present. Yet why is it they're so far removed from the Singaporean consciousness? What must the Armenians do to truly have a place in Singapore? Can they? Should they?